And we are looking at case file number 5 today. And we already figured out that we are doing transportation. So I need you to put all your papers to the sides, put your scissors away, put your glue away, and sit and listen. Let's see what we can find out. Whoa, baby. Hey, Jace, can you put your feet under your table, please? Look at this. Liam, can you please walk around and let everybody see this picture? I wonder if anyone can infer what is in that picture. Goodness. Who thinks they know what's going on in that picture? Ellery. You think it's a tractor? Okay, does anybody have another idea? Blakely? You think it's just a car? That's a spleen, okay. Lucy? Why do you think it's a fire truck? What are the clues that it's a fire truck? Sadie?
Because there's persons in there.
There's a bunch of people, right? Does it look like a family?
It looks like a little family.
A little family? What is a clue for you, LED, that this is a fire truck?
They're wearing the people are wearing fire hats.
They are wearing fire hats. I also see a fire hose. Does this remind anybody about the old-fashioned fire truck that's in Bluffton that you got to ride on in kindergarten? Yeah. So, do you know what's cool to me? That they had fire trucks in the past. The firefighters worked together even in the past. Do you know, this is a fun fact, do you know who thought of the idea of having a fire department where people work together to put out fires? It's a famous person from a long, long time ago. Sadie, how'd you know that? That is exactly right. Ben Franklin.
I said that.
Ben Franklin invented fire departments, and he thought of the idea like, hey, if somebody's house is on fire, if we have people that always run to the fire, that if we ring a bell and everybody comes, we can help put the fire out. Do you know what they did before hoses?
Buckets of water.
They had to just use buckets of water. Do you think that was very fast to carry buckets of water? Oh, it took forever, and a lot of people's houses burned down long ago. Oh, Olivia, I think you're gonna like this one. Come on up. You get to walk around with this one. What was your question, Olivia? Was that you that asked if people crashed? She wanted to know if people crashed. Did they? What do you think, Olivia? Did we find our answer in this picture? Here, let me see it, because since we're reading it says, automobile racers faced the tough topography of Kansas during a transcontinental road race. So they were racing and they crashed their race car on the road. Oh dear, so we found the answer to a question looking at these old pictures, didn't we? Somebody said, how do they stay dry? Who asked that question? Ellery, come look. Do you think it's even possible for them to stay dry?
No.
I think that, what do you think would happen if it started raining? I think they just got soaked. Yeah. Who asked how they got from place to place in the snow or when it was cold? Mackenzie, come check this out. I think you'll find your answer. Whoopsie.
Okay. Like this.
Yeah. I'm gonna show my, here, let me see for just 1 second. Oh my gosh. Mackenzie, what can you infer from this picture? I see snow on the ground. How did they get from place to place?
By a horse and a wagon.
Are you sure it's a wagon?
A car.
A car? Are you sure? I don't see any wheels. I don't see any wheels, do you? What is it? A sleigh. It's kind of like Santa's sleigh, except this one doesn't fly. This one is pulled by horses. Who asked a question about bicycles? Jace, check this bicycle out. This is one of the first bicycles. Tell me, how easy would that be to ride? Thank you. Josie, here's another bicycle. I want you guys to look at this photo and see if you can infer what this bicycle is made out of. Tyson, let's keep our hands quiet, okay? What do you think the wheels are made out of? What do you think? Sadie? Rubber? Any other ideas? Lathan? Wood. Yeah, I think, I don't think that they figured out rubber for tires for a while. I think wood or even metal. So how smooth would that be if your tires were made out of wood or metal? Do you think it would be smooth or pretty bumpy? Yeah. So here is another sleigh. This one is actually in a barn outside of Pandora. Here, you can walk around with that one too. Yeah. So here, if you are curious about how families got around before cars were invented, I have some pictures to help you figure that out. And I would like Sadie, Blakely, and Kaylin to come up. And I'm going to have you each take.
Me and Sadie tried when we said Benjamin Franklin.
Here is a wheel from a buggy, and you can take both of those around Sadie. And this. Yep, you can take that, and there's another covered wagon. You can take that. Hey, LES, or LED, can you please? And there's a family. I think I might have another one. Yeah, take those. Okay, if you are walking around with photos, please make sure you go around to everybody.
Everybody's seen this
Thank
one.
you. So we have the sleigh. So that was in the winter. Do you think those wooden wheels would have been able to go through the snow?
No.
That would have been tricky. That's why they had a sleigh. So if there was snow on the ground, they would use the sleigh. If there was not snow on the ground, they would use their wagon. But if it was really rainy and wet, do you think those wheels would have gone through very well? No, I don't think so either. Of course, you also could just ride your horse, right? Liam, can you walk around with this, showing people riding horses? But guess what? Guess what you would need to do if you rode a horse? What would you have to do? when you got to your place though, what would you do? You would have to tie up your horse, because what would happen if you didn't? It might run away, right? Okay, so another way people traveled in the past was by train. So I would like, thank you. I would like Teddy to come on up. And Henry, come on up. This, I'm going to have Teddy walk around with what one of the trains look like. They haven't changed a whole lot, the ones that go through Bluffton, but the ones that go in a city are a little different. This is like a little train car that was pulled by a horse. That was like a trolley car through town. Zachary, come look at this picture. Zachary, what do you see in that picture?
I see someone that has a plane that has a steering wheel and a fan in the back. And
How do you think it flew?
With speed. I mean with air.
With air? So how do you get it to go fly? Hey friends, if you're looking at pictures, please be quiet. Huh? A fan? Can you walk around with this, guys? Check this out. Check this out. Ellie, I'm going to send you to the hall if you disturb again. Please stop. Check out this contraption that Zachary has and tell me how well you think that would work. Would you want to get in that? Keep walking around, Zach. Keep walking around. Do you guys know that the people that invented the first airplane that flew are from Ohio? Did you know that? Does anybody know what their names were? No. Nope. Not the Wright brothers. So they actually practiced flying a plane on the beach in North Carolina. But they grew up in Wapak, Ohio, and they had a bicycle shop, and then they started experimenting with building an airplane. Can you imagine being the first person to think of inventing something that flew in the air? How cool would that be? Tyson, could you walk around with this? This is a delivery truck. Check that out. Does that look a little different than trucks that deliver stuff now? Yeah. So I have a book that I would like to share with you, and it's called Travel. And it's going to have, it says, what was travel like long ago? Read this book to find out. Are you ready? This might answer some of our questions. Traveling is moving from place to place. People can travel in many ways. Long ago, it took a long time to travel, and this shows a really giant ship, and I'm going to walk around with this in a minute. Today, it takes a short time to travel. Long ago, animals helped people travel, and here we have a trolley being pulled by a horse, and I think somebody was walking around with that, and I have a picture of the trolley that went, this is in Main Street, Bluffton. Look right in the middle of the road, guys. I'm going to walk around with these. Here is the horse trolley. Here is the Bluffton trolley. How many of you would love to ride the Bluffton trolley?
Oh, yeah.
I wish that was still here. How cool would that be?
Wait, is it still here?
No. Long ago, cars were slow. Are cars slow today? No, they can go fast. So here's a car from long ago. And we've been looking at some pictures of cars from long ago. Long ago, boats used sails to move. Some people had questions about boats. So look, guys, there were no motors. They had to use the wind to sail. And do you know what the boats were made out of? Wood. Yep. Now boats have engines. Long ago, planes were small. Now, guys, look at this. How many of you have ridden on an airplane? Are you just out in the open in an airplane? No. Did you ride an airplane? No. But you know what? In the past, planes could not fly very high, and they weren't really trying to go on a trip. They were just trying to learn how to fly an airplane. But can you imagine what that would feel like to be high in the sky and feel the wind blowing your hair? What if a bird flew into you? That's one of my questions about transportation in the past. What if a bird flew right into you? Yikes. Long ago, it was hard to travel far. This is an even crazier flying contraption. I'll walk around with that in just a minute. Now we can travel into space. Long ago, people used what? Bikes. We still can use bikes too. So, let's see. Who has not had a turn to walk around with a picture? Briella, can you walk around with this funny airplane?